Hello, hello. Hope everybody's doing absolutely fine. I'm a little bit early today. It's actually quite nice outside, but my basement gets cold where I am. So I sometimes have to put on a layer on to keep me warm. So took my socks off. Should have kept them on. Oh, every day. All right. There we go. Should be back on. Sorry about that. Oh, welcome. Welcome. And hopefully you have your coffee, your tea, wherever you are, whenever you watch this. Welcome. Let's have a sip together as we are in the final countdown. And it doesn't matter if if you celebrate this time of year or not. The vibration is there, and that's what we're going to be talking about is vibration. And when I ask, when I get when I get downloads or if I get information about something, I kind of like want confirmation or want some sort of confirmation on it. And so I keep on hearing, as I've been saying, things about music and octaves and wanting to, you know, because I'm not a very, like I'm not a musically inclined, like I don't have, a guitar and a piano and all of this around me. Um, so I mean, I wasn't raised in a family that sort of uh it's funny, I wasn't my family that's good. My family wasn't one that played a lot of musical instruments. Like my sister played guitar, I played guitar. We played music in the house, but it just didn't seem as often as what maybe my parents wanted. I guess it wasn't a top priority. Although my grandmother had an operatic voice, a natural operatic voice, and she was asked to sing on stage. But in the 1800s, it wasn't. I mean, yes, the well-to-do and those that had money went to go see performances and operas and things along that line. But the people who were performing weren't always thought of as good people, right? So she wasn't. She was sort of shoot it, wasn't if you're going to sing in church kind of thing. So my family could sing, but to say that, being, oh, she's musically inclined, you know, is something I wouldn't say I am, which is, anyways, there's so many layers there that when it comes to the music, I love music, but I've always been particular on the music. Now, again, I'm the type of person that if it's really popular or if people are like, ooh, I just love that person, like, um, or loved that group, I wasn't one to really race towards it, right? Because I didn't want to be seen as, I don't know, trendy. I didn't want to be on that trend. So I didn't have posters up of where you have posters up of your favorite band and everything like that. I that wasn't me. I didn't ever, or that person that you'd have a crush on or something. I didn't have posters like that up in my room at all. So sort of kind of a blank slate of a kid. I liked my music. Um, Sometimes I sort of liked the old music. I loved my parents or my mother. She had Hawaiian records. It was really weird because she had these records of Hawaiian music. I would listen to those. I love to listen to the Hawaiian music and listen to them playing because they usually play a ukulele and or Tijuana brass. I don't dating myself there. Um, Tom Jones. Just love Tom Jones. Um, but I wasn't like into really, like a lot of people my age were like AC/DC, Led Zeppelin. Um, I didn't really I listened to it, but it wasn't. I'm not going to go out and buy a Led Zeppelin or Def Leppard or that type. You are still dating yourself. I know that type of music, right? That's not what I really would go out for. Later on, boy groups came in, Boys to Men. Um, I'm trying to think of you know different ones, and then my kids, the music that they love. But if it's like really crazy rap music, um I don't if it's really heavy rap, although I love DMC, I loved Aerosmith and DMC. I just, that I just like, whoa, because it was a collaboration, the clash of the two. Really loved that. Def Leppard, Led Zeppelin, Billy Idol. Yeah, Billy Idol, but Billy Idol kind of like I just always wanted to punch him. He just bothered me. I don't know. Anyways, uh, the Boys Down Under. Uh, Listening to sort of music that others didn't like, others wouldn't listen to. Like if you put on some good Irish music, you got me there. I am right into it, like a good Irish, like you start singing and everybody's joining in, and people are, and then you get the beat and the stomping, I'm just like, yes. But then, when you listen to that music, when you listen to the community that it wants to bring in, it wants to bring forth a community. It wants to bring forth a type of shift, of an energy, of a community, of connection, where, as I said, I always look for validation, with what I am downloading or getting information on. And so lately I've been getting a lot to do with the music and what the music is, and what what the vibration of the music. Now, watching a lot of the new, like Taylor Swift and others that are coming out with their video. Like, I'm not a Taylor Swift fan. I'm not a Beyonce fan. Both of them, even when, like, yeah, she has some songs that are kind of, shake it, whatever. Um, some of them are good. It's like Britney Spears. I was never a Britney Spears fan, or Christina Aguilera. Um, certain ones, just watching them, there was something about them I just didn't align with. And I think that that goes with some other music that comes out. It's like you watch them and you're just like, ooh, I don't align with you. Why am I not aligning with you? And there's a lot that's coming out about Taylor Swift being a demonic witch and practicing demonic. And if you watch some of her on stage, it's very interesting. The things that she does on stage, because it's very ritualistic, very much how what Madonna was doing in the day, because Madonna got very ritualistic when she was on stage, and how things were done and how she put her productions together. And I find Taylor's doing very much the same. I wouldn't say that she would go as far as what Madonna did on stage, because Madonna did some really fucked up shit on stage.
Steve, my hubby.
Hang on. Hang on. Gotta do this. Hello. Hey. No, I don't, but I gotta go because I'm on a call. Bye. Poor connection. Coming back. Okay. I think I'm back. I think I am. I think I am. There I am. Well, coming back. Connection on Instagram is kind of weak. Come on. Okay, I should be back on Instagram now. Sorry about that. That was Steve calling. That was Steve calling. So, um, sorry, I had to answer it. Um, but I told him I was on a call. So when we look at the vibrations of what the music has for us, it is it hits our root chakra. And now when I was, getting, because I'm getting that we have to listen to new vibrational music, different types of music that brings our vibration up to at least, I mean, going up to at least 480 hertz or more, right? In a vibration of for ourselves. Now, what happens with a lot, and especially with, the news and the media, we'll get into that in a moment. But getting into the music and the energy of the music is a destabilizer at this time. Now, we saw was it a couple years ago, where this young rapper was up there singing and a bunch of people trampled and then got killed and stuff like that. And you watch, the whole thing was very demonic. So this is the whole thing. It's like, starting, if you sort of pay attention to the music or what's being said. I think I'm going to pick on Taylor Swift. Um, Came out with a song recently, something about her death, and they're reading her will or whatever it was. I'm like, I cannot listen to that song. It was just, and everyone's like, oh, it's such a good song. And I'm like, no, it's fucked. I don't give a shit if she's number one in the world and she's making billions of dollars. There's something within that music, or the change of the music is not is it lowers the vibration of the person. It lowers the vibration. And now what the music does, it brings in an unstabilization of your root chakra. Now, if the root chakra is unstabilized, which it is right now in the world, as human beings, we have an unstabilization of our root chakra. What is our root chakra? Our root chakra is safety. It is connected to money. It is connected to tribe. So when we have our root chakra, which is the lower pelvic genital area, this, when it gets unstabilized, this is where our flight comes in, our fear and flight. We want to run away. We can't, we don't want to connect with people. We get very fearful with people. We get anxiety. We feel very on edge, very on edge. And so there's that safety factor that comes in. So we have this music that's coming in that, if you're just listening to music in your car, and you just put on the radio, it's really important to pay attention to what radio station are you listening to? What is the music that you're listening to? Because it's the music, the news, the shows, the media, even our social media, uh, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, it's built on building up endorphins, wanting to get that endorphins, wanting to get that hit, wanting to get that next, whatever it is. So this is what is destabilizing our world. And we all have an aura. It's been proven that we have auras. Even the chakras have been tested scientifically, and they know that there is an energy field within humans, and that we are very electric, and that with even different photography has shown the aura, and how far the aura it gets spreads out. Now, there's two things with the aura. And one is, yes, you can pull your aura in, which is good sometimes, depending on where you're going, right? So if you're going Christmas shopping, if you're going to Costco, if you're going anywhere like that, you don't want to go in there with a totally vibrant, out there, here I am, and just with your chakra, with your aura out there, because then that can have sort of a flip side. But so it's being very conscious of that, because right now our auras, and plus our auras, when we get into a group, it connects. we connect. And as so many people on this earth with so many belief systems, so many um, different fears are coming up, and destabilization is causing, a lot of fear to be risen, to rise up now. And that's hitting our root chakra, which is a destabilization, which also has to do with our wealth, because then we get into a belief system that there's not enough, that there's a lack, that I'm going to be poor. There is, this vibrating of the unsafety into the world. And as this is coming into our energy field around the world and feeding into it, that's part of the mainstream music. Now, if you also, when you see different, like for somebody to become such a big, big star, especially musically, well, their music is getting to many different areas of the world, right? And that is bringing in a destabilization. It's an easier way to destabilize somebody is through music. Music can be used as torture. I mean, they use Sesame Street as, the theme song of Sesame Street as a torture for, when they're doing interrogations, and they have to listen to it over and over and over and over and over again. Um, we as mothers know that certain music, what kids listen to, it's like, yeah, we get irritated after a while. We know it's like, okay, that is a real good destabilizer. But we have to start sort of like looking at this and really working with the root chakra. The root chakra is one that we have to um wanting to come into ground in a world that is going to become ungrounded, especially with Saturn in Pisces. It is bringing in an ungroundedness, because Saturn is a very much a um, second largest planet. It is ruling, Capricorn and Aquarius. It wants grounding. It wants factual, and he's in right now where it's not, there's a lot that floats around, and a lot that comes in that can really destabilize ourselves. And that's part of, with, I'm going to bring in the music again. So you are blocked. And when you are blocked from your root chakra, you are blocked from your heart. So when you are blocked from your heart chakra, because that's where we want people to come into, is coming into the centeredness of the heart, because the centeredness of the heart is where you is your first consciousness. It's where you need to really have it lead you to. It's where you bring things to really, is this where I need to go? Is this in the right vibration for me? So it is important to come to the heart chakra. It's important to work with that heart chakra. And we are finding that with the news constant, with all um ceasefire and all of, fire or whatever, with the baddies. This is where we want to look at how are they shrinking our aura. Now, shrinking your aura is different. That means when somebody is depressed, when somebody's overwhelmed, when somebody is very um with a lot of anxiety, they can really shrink in their aura, right? Because they don't want to be seen, they want to hide away, they don't want to connect with others, they don't want to be seen with other people, because um they feel like that they will be violated. So a violation is coming in as well. And also a disempowerment. So this is a disempowerment of energies, when it comes, especially with the root. So we want to begin to expand our awareness. Now, one of the ways of expanding our awareness is health. Health is wealth. And that's part of the new paradigm, the fifth dimension, is understanding health is wealth. What does that mean? Health, when you're healthy, you can have a vibrant business, you can your relationships, and you want to have fun, right? You want to connect, you want to get out there, you want to be a part of a group, you want to socialize. So health is wealth. And that is really a hard one for a lot of people, because in the old paradigm, we want to have wealth, and you want to have a career, and you want to make the career, and you want to have the stability, and you want to have a home, and you want to have this and that, and then maybe we'll have fun. Then maybe we'll work a little bit more in the relationship, right? Um, your grandma always said health is wealth. Yes, because if you're sick, like, if you're s like, I'm thinking, when Steve had a stroke, I mean, I wasn't thinking about, "Oh, I need $1,000,000." I'm thinking, "No, I need to get him to the hospital," right? I need him to get well. I need him to feel, vibrant and go through, um, having to go through all the, what he had, rehabilitation and stuff, to be able to enjoy life. If you're not healthy, if you're not feeling well, you can't run a vibrant business. You can't have, your relationships are sort of like, 'cause you're not you're kind of gray and dingy, you know? So this is what we need to start looking at, is our health. And one of the first things is our food. Now there's so much coming out about food and what they're putting into our food, and what our food is containing. So it's important to understand where your food is being sourced. And I understand, I know food is expensive right now. Everything is expensive, everything is up there, but it's important still to really be conscious of where you're getting your food. Now, when I worked at Starbucks, the number one, and I found this funny, that they're wanting to push all these different milks on people, and I'm like, oh my god. Um, it was bad enough that they had soy milk, because soy milk is really bad. It has the bad estrogen in it, which actually is a precancerous, especially to women. And having a lot of estrogen in it, then also if men are drinking it a lot, it causes an imbalance within their own hormones. So, estrogen. So having soy milk wasn't, good. And then they started having almond milk. Okay, almond milk's really, well, it's not that bad, but they add sugar. There's a sugar that there's sort of there's a sucrose that is in there. But the worst one about is oat milk. Oat milk is such a trend, and I'm just thinking, oat milk, well, that's what makes you fat. That's what if you have a farm and you want to fatten up your pigs, you feed them oat. You feed them the oats, right? Because oats contain glucose, and it is a wheat. It is a grain. That's what oats are. They're a grain, right? So it's a grain. And you're thinking, and they're making a milk out of it. So that is lowering your vibration right there. So if you are drinking oat milk, take a look at it, honey, because it's not good for you. And same with the other types of milk. Coconut milk isn't bad. It is, but you got to make sure it's unsweetened. You don't want all the extra stuff in it. If you get, I mean, unfortunately, here in Canada, we cannot get pure cow's milk. Our milk is all pasteurized. But I mean, goat's milk, is not too bad either. Oat milk is gross too. Yeah, but you know what? I know I don't like oat milk either, but when I worked at Starbucks, just this last year, it was the number it's I mean, if you look at, on their, board, it is one of the number 1 sellers, because they have iced oat caramel macchiatos, or sugar cookie, an oat sugar cookie, latte, or whatever it is now. But, there's quite a push for it. And of course, Starbucks is a mainstream. It's a very big brand, and it's quite popular with a lot of people. So, but what they do goes on to other coffee shops too. They follow the trend. But that's what you got to watch. It's like looking at the health. So, watching. So your food, what is your food? The next is your water. So water is one where we are blessed here in Canada for the main for that we can turn on the tap and our water's not bad. So we do have the water, but the thing is that they add fluoride to the water. So a lot of places have fluoride into the water or chlorine into the water for clearing it, cleaning it, and everything else. Having a water filter is important. So whether that's a Brita, whether you have a water filtration system that is, if you own your own home and you have it for the house, or you have it on your tap, it's important because with all the filtration systems that they do have from the city, like the fluoride or the chloride in the water, it calcifies the pineal gland, which is right here. So if your pineal gland is calcified, what happens is that it breaks down for you to really trust. It also is part of your intuition. It's that pineal gland. Here we are, the third eye is connected again down to our solar plexus and our sacral. So that's our trusting area. That's, here we got our solar plexus is our headlight. Our sacral is another connection to the outside world, to others. Now, if our pineal gland is calcified, then it's very difficult for us to have those connections. So really paying attention to the water intake and what kind of water you're drinking and where the water source is. I like carbonated water. That's me. It's actually carbonated water is actually really good to get things going in your tummy and things like that. So I like carbonated water. Not everybody does, but really watching that. So the old is like wanting to bring in the stress, the fear, and the insecurity. If we can keep you in stress and fear and insecurity, which is the old paradigm, the 3D world, then you are not wanting to connect. You're not wanting to get out. You're not wanting to be a part of a community. And that is, that's really important because as we are moving into this new, like this vibration that's coming up and breaking things up, is that with the new, it's about duty, responsibility, and it's a reprogramming your system. So now you are coming in because now you are coming into a responsibility that you are taking 100% responsibility for your life and what you are wanting to do. And when you are coming into that, that means you're coming into your sovereignty. You're coming into your uniqueness. And when you're coming into your sovereignty and uniqueness, you're coming into your power. And when you come into your power, then you're coming into your creativity. And the more you come into your creativity and the more you come into that connection, you want to spread it out. You want to become that leader in whether that leader is within your home, within your community, or wherever else. It starts to spread out because then you are living within a heart-centered life, and how that heart-centered life is guiding you. And when we start to enter into our heart-centered life, we start to really look at the types of foods we eat. Now, I drink Americanos. That's if I go to Starbucks, it's usually an Americano. That's what I drink. Americano mistos. And I used to, like, whenever somebody came in to order the real, like the Frappuccinos and things like that, I kind of cringed because I know what's in them. Or any of the syrups, the pumpkin spice, people love pumpkin spice and stuff. I I they're just disgusting. They might taste good, but they're absolutely disgusting. Oh god, caramel ribbon crunch. Yeah, they're totally disgusting. The caramel that's in there, it is basically 1,000% sugar. 1,000% sugar. And what that does, it really lowers your vibration. It lowers your vibration. Now, I'm not saying you can't have sugar, you can't have sweets, but it's not that, people just order a tall, which is 12 ounces, but they order usually a venti, which is like 24 ounces, right? They order the mothership, and that's 24 ounces of pure sugar. So they should just take a pound of sugar and just eat it. Basically it. That's basically the same thing, right? So this is where we have to start looking at, again, we're going back to the food. So the society to be sick is beneficial. To have a sick, oh, skinny vanilla latte, you do not want to know what's in a sugar-free vanilla. Sugar-free vanilla, that skinny vanilla latte is a non-fat, sugar-free latte. And it's sugar-free. So you're basically drinking formaldehyde. That's what the sugar-free is. It's a basis and an offshoot of formaldehyde. So, yeah. When you but you make it with a smile and you just give it to the person and you say, "Enjoy." And actually, sugar-free vanillas, the non-fat has more sugar in it, than a 2% or homogenized. Believe it or not, because of the fat, because they take away out that fat content, and that fat content adds in where there's actually more sugar in it. So when people think they're drinking, non-fat milk is supposed to be better, better for you, right, than the cream kind of thing. So, but everything's always in moderation, right? Tons of chemicals. Can afford the Biox anymore. Well, yeah, yeah. So society. So this is seeing money as good. And that's the whole thing. It's like it's a reprogramming of your mind. And even for myself, like this is like coming into a reprogramming. And I've been working on this for a while, where the fear of not having is huge, of like, oh my God, I'm down to la 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 la, whatever in my bank account. But we want to expanding or contracting. So this is where you want to come into to bringing in health services, allowing yourself to come in like more of a lion with this, and where society would rather have you broke than have you wealthy. If we had leaders that were open and vibrant and connected to source, then we would have a very vibrant, growing society, a society that wants everyone to grow. If we had billionaires that were really wanting to have society grow, like, they have the wealth, they have the abundance, but they want to really create a vibrant, more resourceful way of living, our world would be so much different. So this is about expansion and desire. The earth gives us food, it gives us substance all the time. It's constantly giving. And so it's really important for us to really look at different ways of connecting more with the earth and connecting with the foods that are good for us. So the old paradigm is, where for us, overgiving, overdoing, the good girl syndrome, where it's like I got to give before I get anything, and then by that time I'm spent. Or how this is kind of like a anyways, when I lower my prices, it's amazing how many people, oh my God, yes, finally, because I couldn't afford it before, right? So it's a mindset. But I just had somebody come in, and my prices right now for readings are $100. And she's like, oh my God, you're just so expensive. And I'm like, oh, well, they're regular 180. And I get, because people are still very much into the old paradigm, very much into that mindset. So one of the things is, when you go out or you do something, do you tip? Like, let's say you order food. Like, I know there's a tip option. Do you do the tip option, or do you avoid the tip option? It's a little mind fuck, right? A lot of times we avoid it. It's like, oh, well, I'm here now. Like, why am I tipping? But the thing is that when we are giving, it's also a part of receiving. And this is what we have to get around. We have to get around where we want to expand in that vibration that God, source, because it's energy, right? God and source is that, and this is going to really creep people out. God is money, and money is God. Think about it. Because I know we're taught, oh my God, money is the root of all evil. Is money itself the root of all evil, or is it the person who is doing the evil deed? So if you start to want to create and connect back to the root chakra, we have to look at what do you want? How do you want to expand? What is that? And even with art, when I working with Archangel Zadkiel is like, yes, I will give you wealth. I will give you great abundance. Yet you have to show me what you are wanting to do with it. To have the great abundance is not just to hoard it for yourself. To have the great abundance, like how are you going to expand it? How are you going to allow it to grow more? And it's not just investing or having a bunch of stuff. That's a tiny part of it, but it's about, oh well, helping, this is where I can, not only help my family, but I can help these different communities, and I can help, different things that I'm interested in. Expand my mind. I want to invest in me. I want to invest in my education and in learning more and expanding that. So that's all part of it too. What are you doing to expand your own mind? What are you doing to expand your own health? So this is all part of that. And going back to the music moving into the root chakra, bringing in that positive vibration, that hype, and that movement, and allowing yourself to move and allowing yourself to connect. And the thing is that because we have such, that is so hyper awareness, the media, hype up, hype up, hype up. People's attention span is so minimal, right? And the good girl programming. So it's the lack of community, the lack of expansion, where we want to have the community and we want to have that medicine and the new medicines that are coming in, and the music of expression, the love, the higher love. So this expansion of beautiful 5D dimensional energy, and part of it is the blue ray, and bringing in that blue ray. The blue ray is the connection to your throat chakra. If you don't have that connection with the throat chakra or the thyroid, you can't connect to your higher self. If you are the one who is constantly being the good girl syndrome, being the good girl that's here, I'm going to give to this and do this and do this and do this, and we're not doing for ourselves, we're not bringing that expansion into ourselves and allowing for that growth, because that's going to shake up that root chakra. So we have this 5D grid that is an upper lift. This is where we are going to start looking in, and you're going to be hearing more about plant medicine. What can plant medicine do to you? Really understanding plant medicine, right? So you'll be with us at 10:30. Yeah, that's in like 10-20 minutes. So plant medicine, holistic health, true holistic health, and that medicine of inner work, and what that medicine of inner work is, and how you need to really tap into the medicine for you. And showing up, the body, you have to tap into your body. You have to tap into it. This is a spiritual connection with self, and understanding your spiritual connection with you. So this is a unique blueprint. This is our uniqueness. This is coming into allowing yourself to move, to dance, and expression. And wear more color. Wear more color. Wear colors, wear oranges, wear yellows, wear pinks and purples, and start to bring in more of the vibrant colors. You'll notice that a lot of when you watch fashion is sort of a reflection of society. So when society is not doing well, you get very subdued down colors, right? Very muted colors. So this is where it's like, no, I want to start really working with my colors. I've started to do that. Oh, yeah. So this is really a great expansion for us all. And when we look at this is where, and it's funny, it's like sometimes I think, oh, well, I'm done teaching that. Oh, I've done teaching. But with the new vibrations that are coming out, because the chakras are not only aligned with the energies of our bodies, but they're also aligned to the energies of our planets, and wanting to bring in the energies of our planets, and working with the energies of our planets and our solar system, because the 7 planets, the 7 chakras. So, and we want to start to work with those. So right now I am working on a program which is going to be offered in February, um, with working with the chakra system and the planets, and how we can bring those in, because each of the planets is also, and the chakras are connected to different metals, and bringing in the different metals, like Venus is copper, and the moon is silver, the sun is gold, Mercury's mercury. So bringing in the different metals and starting to bring in and utilize the different types of metals, and that's part of the holistic health as well, because we're connecting with, just an FYI, we're not working actually with Mercury, like the actual Mercury, just letting people know that, but the symbolism of it, the energetic bodies of it, right? So we are wanting to come in to start to work with the energetic bodies, like a lot of people wear copper bracelets, to help with blood and high blood pressure and things like that. So yeah, lots. But music, be aware of the music, because music is really a very subconscious kind of thing that is playing on us at this time, and coming in at different levels and different octaves. So it's really important to pay attention, right? So, because not Shaw, Jesus. Funny you say that, because I have started to do that. Oh, okay. I was wondering what the Shaw was, but that's okay. So on that note, I'm going to send you guys off with so much love. If you're wanting to book a reading, definitely get a hold of me. My readings are $100 right now until Christmas Day. Then they go back up. December 30th, we're going to be doing my predictions for 2024. So if you're wanting to join me for the predictions of 2024, and on this coming Saturday, if you are in the Calgary area and you want to join me for a potluck supper, we are having a potluck supper at my house. We are going to be having some ham and mashed potatoes and some other goodie stuff. And so if you'd like to join, please come and join. We'll see about getting a turkey, because I'll probably have to get 2 turkeys, one for then and one for the kids. So definitely, if you are wanting to join, please come. It'll be a Yuletide celebration, a community celebration. So I'd love to see you all. So may the Lord and the Lady watch over and bless each and every one of you, and all that you say and all that you be and all that you do. Vibration, baby. Vibration. Vibrate it out. Vibrate it out. Yeah, it's a little bit of a long drive for you. Have a blessed one, everybody. We'll talk to you soon.